Greetings, greetings.
Yeah, man.
Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. Now, before we were talking about, before you join the live, we were talking about something that you must have for Christmas. What is something you must have for Christmas? You can't do without.
I can't do without light. I can't do without lights in my house.
Lights in your house?
Lights.
Christmas
Yeah,
lights?
man. I always light up, man, and that makes my Christmas one. Light
Right,
up
right,
all
Nice
my
right,
one,
lights.
nice
right.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was always a Christmas guy. You always love Christmas, even before you started to sing the soca parang thing. You always love Christmas.
Always love Christmas, man. Christmas is the most romantic time of the year, man.
It sound like you get married on Christmas, boy. Also,
Uh,
your wife was deceased.
I
Did
didn't
you
get
get married
married.
around Christmas?
I didn't get married around Christmas, but I came to Siparia around Christmas when it was
Ah.
cold.
Mm.
Oh. You like the coolest around Christmas time.
Yeah, since 1981, I came to Siparia to live, Yeah.
Hey,
Nice.
the man said, base. The man said 1981. I wasn't born in 1981, you know.
Serious? Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
Saparia,
boy.
boy. Big up Saparia, boy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
So what's
So,
cooking, man?
Kenny,
Yeah.
yeah, all right. It's not now we had this conversation about having you on the live. It's a while now, right? Based on we said, you know what? We need to get Kenny on the live, and we also agree coming up to Christmas time, like around this time, so is the time we should also, because we know you are a Christmas man, and we were discussing the fact that you're one of the artists around Christmas. I mean, we have been a pandemic now, but when you hear Kenny J book out, how many gigs normally you have on a normal night before the pandemic around Christmas time? How many
Oh,
gigs?
well, it varies. It varies, Yeah, it varies, sometimes. But, talking about a total amount, right? It could be all 90 for the season, you know, 90,
90.
60, between 60 and 90 for the season, Yeah, for
Yeah.
the Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 90 gigs for the
Yeah, about
season.
90.
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, good thing, man.
Which also includes, the gigs outside of Trinidad as well, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
boy.
Let's let's talk a little bit about your career, right?
Uh-huh.
In terms of inception now. Um, I saw you post up something on Facebook some time ago, and when I saw it, I laughed. It's a picture of Kenny when he was a police officer wearing
Yeah,
a
the short
short pants.
pants.
A lot of
Short pants, yeah.
Yeah, that was in Foros Digo Martin, I was
Okay.
I was a police officer at the time with the other two guys there. We worked at the administration office of the Western Division, right, which was based in Foros Digo Martin. That was close to the fire station there. Yeah, we had a
right.
Mm.
building there. Yeah, and it's right there. I saw Arrow walking up the street.
And
The
Calypsonian and
Yeah.
mighty
Arrow,
Arrow,
Soca man
boy.
Arrow. The mighty
Yeah,
Arrow. Okay, okay.
I saw the mighty Arrow walking up the street while I was working, and I called him. He came upstairs and thing. We spoke and all that, and I bought a record from him. He had a record,
Okay.
and I purchased a record, one with a congas, on it. I can't remember.
All right.
What
That was before Hot Hot Hot. That was before Hot Hot Hot.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think that was
Yeah, yeah,
before.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
because he
after
wouldn't.
Hot Hot Hot, you couldn't talk to
Yeah,
Arrow.
after Hot Hot Hot, he wouldn't be walking up the street like that, right?
Yeah, I want to
But
tell you.
let me ask you something, because I'm not sure. Arrow is from Trinidad.
Nah, Montserrat.
Montserrat, that's what I'm saying. All
Yeah.
right, right. So that basically maybe he came to Trinidad at that time. So on your career itself, right? I mean, you were in the force as a police officer. That was your job. But how did you get into music itself, Ken?
Oh well, I was in music before I became a police officer.
Okay.
I
Right.
yeah I well, say started music. I started all in school. In primary school. I also was in some of the church choirs and all these things. And I also, at St. Benedict's College, where I attended to, I also sang in the choir, boys choir, yeah, boys
My
choir
boy.
at St. Benedict's College. And I after I left St. Benedict's College, well, I joined a band called Imperial Brass. Imperial Brass was it was first a combo, Imperial's combo. It is a combo, no brass and thing, and then brass was introduced, and I was the lead singer in that band. That is all in the 70s, right? Yeah,
Right.
all in the
The
70s. Yeah, and
70s.
yeah, and playing alongside, like Gemini Brass, Ed Watson, and you name it, Joey Lewis, Trade Winds, you call the names of the bands, right? I was the lead singer there, and I sing mostly love songs,
Right.
that was
But you
that
have
was
that
my
kind of voice.
thing, right? Love songs was my thing, and I continued there, and then I joined the police service. I did take part in calypso competitions in the police service and also song competitions, and won some little
Right.
trophies and thing, and going up there. And it wasn't until 1987. Well, I also um, entered Scouting for Talent, Scouting for Talent with Holly B.
All right.
Yeah, I wasn't missing anything, because I wanted to get popular. Because
Yeah.
You took all the opportunities.
everybody keep telling me, hey man, yeah man, you could go further, So I always tried, but nobody discovered me. I wasn't discovered. I had to do my own thing. I always thought when you put yourself out there and someone hear you, they will say, oh, they will try to work with you and produce you and all these things, yeah, but it didn't happen with me. So I had to keep going. Until I wrote a song called Play More Calypso, you know, and I entered the police competition in 1987 and won it. Yeah, yeah. That same year I got married. That same year my mother died. 1987. Yeah. So she
A
never
lot
knew
happened
me
that
as a.
year, boy.
It was that kind of bittersweet year for you.
Yeah. So it's there are a lot of things that happened in 1987. When I got married, then my mother died, and then I won the Police Calypso Monarch in 1987. And then I say, well, okay, I'm ready. Because of the response I got from the crowd, I said, yes, maybe I'm ready to go out there. And I really wanted to sing Calypso to get that recognition, because I looked at a lot of our artists like Billy Ocean or even Tony Wilson and some of the other artists who have been doing love songs, and I find that in Trinidad, you haven't they didn't get that recognition, or they don't get it as they really should, right?
Good.
But
Right.
then you see in Crow and Stalin and Duke and all these guys and everybody, even Mighty Trini and all these guys, and you see them at the top there and going. So I think maybe Calypso would have been the thing that would have nailed it for me,
Yeah.
bring
Calypso, eh?
what you cannot
You see basically going back with the word calypso.
Yeah, Calypso,
what,
yeah. But now it's the other way around. People doing other things and
yeah.
Calypso
What,
getting,
what Calypso cannot do now, it did at that time, it made me
Yeah.
instantly. Instantly, I became popular, and I went to the boss man there, Leston Paul.
Leston Paul,
Yeah.
boy.
Paul, yeah, Leston Paul, and I did my recordings there, and instantly, I became. I think I did get through with what I had set out to do.
I remember seeing you in the Marsh Gras, and you made a couple of the Marsh Gras, yeah?
I mean, I made the Marsh Gras on 4 occasions. Yes, I came even the highest I came was second. But during this time that I've been a Calypsonian, now I was also hired to perform at Super Blue concert or maybe Stalin concert or Sugar Aloe's concert and all these concerts. And they put me there, they put me in these concerts, I was selected. And they put in your boy forced to sing, because
Yeah. New kid on the block, yes, the new kid on the
it didn't
block.
matter where they put me, by the time
Yeah.
by the time I finished performing, you know, I incorporated a lot of my love songs inside the calypso going down, you know, and had people just going crazy. And from the time I performed, the whole show turned over and everybody started to sound good, you know. It's nice. It was good. So
Kenny,
yeah.
Kenny, tell me what I mean. You're one of the guys, as I said, you started singing love songs. You know, you used to serenade the ladies and them. What is the craziest thing a woman ever did during your performance, or even after your performance? Like the most,
No,
like a
yes,
fan. What's the
you
most
see,
craziest thing?
I performed at Queen shows and all these things, you know, and like Miss Maha Queen show and even Miss Caribbean Queen show and all these things. I was
You didn't know them
selected
kind
for a
of
lot
skettle
of.
women back then.
I was in love man at the time, you know, real love songs, and you know,
Yeah, love.
having sung calypso and became popular enough, it gave me the opportunity now to showcase my talent with these contemporary songs and thing, you know, and love
Yeah.
songs. Yeah, and here's the reason why I did also a love songs ballad, you know, a love song CD. Yeah, I did
Right.
that as well, and it did very well, you know. It did
Yeah.
very well.
What was one of the big love songs they used to sing like back then? I know you used to probably do cover versions or you used to write your own. What was one of the big songs back then in those days?
I mean, in those days, you know, but if you're talking about the days of Imperial Brass, you know, I did, you know, I can't remember most of those songs, you know, but you know, by Skylark, there were songs by you know, One in a Million, you know, a lot of songs here that would cause people to stand up. You'll see couples stand up and taking me in instead of
Dance.
dancing sometimes, you know,
Okay,
because
okay. Yeah.
yeah, I, I, I used to sue them a lot, you know, and have them real stunned, you know. This Douglas boy from Imperial Brass.
Now,
Yeah.
And you
as
know,
you
What's
mentioned,
that? Kenny?
I met people like Errol Ashe and all these people, you know, and even Leon
yeah.
Cordero and all these guys now when they started, you know, because hey, Errol Ashe and singing Diane, they were the people with, with Ed Watson, you know,
Yeah.
and mashing down the place and thing, you know, and you know, Kenny did, you know, Kenny had to match with them.
Let,
And you know,
let
and those days we had to play 4 songs. Each
Mm.
band play 4 songs, then a next
right.
band play 4 songs, or the DJ play, and then you go back and play 4 songs again, and it was whole night going
Right.
like that, you know. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your first hit. What would you say was Kenny J's first hit song?
Oh, my first hit song, I believe, was Addicted to Sweet Soca, my calypso. Yeah. All I want is sweet soca. Give me plenty sweet. Something I
Yeah.
can do without. Oy. A sweet soca I'm talking about. Yeah, man. You
What's
know, I think that was it, you know, because I reached the finals that year as well too. Yeah, you know, it was real tedious, you know, trying to, you know, because when I came into Calypso in 1988, I was voted the most promising Calypsonian there because that was something that any new artist that come in to the tent, you know, for that year, the best one would have been voted, you know, the most promising. I was one of them, right? The next post, it was a female also, was Tigress was the female. I was the male,
yeah.
most promising. So I thought, you know, a new guy in the business and thing. I say, well, I'll pump up my chest good, you know. I say everybody will want me, you know.
Yeah.
Boy, that was different. But when I go and I get selected for no tent, I don't know.
We
I wasn't selected, and then it so happened that you know in the government tent, which was the NCC tent, I I did audition there, and I wasn't even on the reserve. Boy, I was so low down.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
And you
but you
still and you
know
ain't give up at all, boy.
what
You Kenny
happened?
were a man like you?
What happened? They selected their Calypsonians, but the Calypsonians they selected was also called to the conventional tents. So they all left. And then I started to rise, you know, and I came up. And then
Right.
Yeah.
I ended up in the tent, you know, and they called me and say, hey, Kenny, yeah, boy, you are with us this year. So you're getting
Yeah.
they raised my salary to $600, you know, a week, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's that? So
Like
how?
talk a little bit about the 10, Kenny. Now the 10 back in those the 10 kind of died down now, which I think is something that really you know, kill the culture of the calypso. Because the tent was a place that people used to go to hear the calypsos. A lot of people started to complain after a while when things started to get too political in the tent and stuff. But how was the tent back in those days? Because that was you know the golden era of the tent back in the 80s, the 70s, and the 80s. And
Yeah, you know, what used to happen to me? No, I wondered how I was in the among the top artists, you know, at this time because the type of artists it had in those days. I mean, you call the names of these artists, man, from Super Blue, going straight down Duke. You talking about Stalin,
yeah,
you talking about Gypsy. You talking about. I mean, you you can call names that wondering how Kenny could really be there, you know. But it
Yeah.
wasn't a bother for me, you know. My problem was to get where I wanted to go, you know, and to try as much to be among the top, you know, among the top artists. And I mean, Coco and all these guys, man, when you see them letting go Calypso, man, imagine Kenny between them guys. I should be shaking, you know. But, you know,
Yeah. Nah,
the,
you were
the ex,
always confident
yeah,
yeah.
the
But it
over the
was
years.
variety. They wanted variety in the tent too.
yeah,
That's a
you
nice
see,
thing about the tent back in the days. It had
yeah,
variety. You know.
the experience I got performing in the band, you know, the stage wasn't a problem for me, you know, and there was,
Yeah.
yeah, I no butterflies, anything. I just know, well, here what's going on. I do what I have to do, and I used to write songs that could help people. I never used to write songs to get into the Calypso Monarch really, but more to help
Right.
people, you know, like leave your daughter
Motivational
alone,
stuff.
think about incest, think about, you know, domestic violence,
Right.
things about AIDS is a killer and all these things to try to help people. And by doing that, now it puts me into the finals, you know, because delivering songs of a different nature to what the other persons are doing, you
Yeah,
know.
you are the
Just
one
what
who sang because AIDS is a killer. It was sent
it
by
was
the
sent by
master.
the master
Yeah,
to put
right,
man
right.
and woman back in
Sing
order.
a piece of that for man. I ain't sure if I know it. Sing it because
You singing
remember
it? Yeah, you singing
I
it
come
now
from a
there?
different era.
What AIDS is a killer?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sing a
Yeah.
piece of man.
AIDS is a killer. It
Killer.
was sent
It was
by the
sent by the
master
master.
to put man and woman back in order.
I
You could
remember.
create a disaster, destroy every brother and sister. If we don't pull ourselves together, you know, and
Ah boy.
yeah.
Ah
Yeah,
boy.
man. I remember that. I
Kenny,
remember that. So sing
I
that
did a,
Kenny
instrument.
hear it, right?
I did a lot of touching calypsos, yeah. Touching.
No, Kenny, you one of those artists that could say they have classics. Not many artists in even in the soca calypso, right? Could say, boy, we have classics. You're one of the few artists that say you have classics, right? Now, when you came in singing calypso into soca. Your soca parang is very, very popular. But do you think you got your just due with singing the calypso and soca compared to singing soca parang?
Well, I will not say I did not get my just due. At the time, I mean, I got accustomed being cheated as well too, you know, even
Right.
from scouting for talent on all these competitions. And when I see what happens in some of these competitions where I actually see things happen, okay, but without saying what exactly happened, you know,
Right.
you see that and then, you know, some of the persons who really was in the calypso, let me say, they were the people controlling the calypso, and they will come and tell me some things that I find was so funny. But then, say what, I wasn't really one of the I wasn't there to say, like, you know, some of the guys where I can fight or whatever. I just have to try to reach where I have to go, you know.
Right.
And you know, even my commissioner of police at the time told me something which wasn't right either. But hey, you know, nothing stopped me because I had a vision. You know, I had I had
Right.
something I say I am going to
You,
capture. And
could you mention what he said at the time? Do you wish to mention that?
you know, let's not, right? Let's not, because
All
you
right.
know,
All right. All right.
one thing he told me, right? Because three police calypsonians made the finals that year. It was Kenny J, Tambu, and watchman. Yeah.
Right, that's
Apparently,
right.
he called us to talk to us and all that, you know. But I happened to go by myself because I was in Port of Spain at the time, and I went to see him. He said, "Well, you know, we called you to because you know you all made it, but you're not going to win, you know." You
Yeah.
understand? Imagine that the Friday before the competition,
Wait.
but you're not going to win, you know, because like he know who was the winner already, you know.
Okay.
So a lot of these things, you know, a lot of things, but nothing stopped me from really doing what I
Yeah,
did.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Get up,
nothing
they keep
stopped you.
going.
But when I
Another
looked,
thing, Kenny, did
when I
you?
looked,
Sorry.
when I looked at the direction that calypso was going,
Mm.
I started telling some of my calypsonian partners. I say, hey, this calypso tent and all these things will be a thing of the past just now, you know. And
You saw it coming.
I
Evolution.
started seeing that long time. So I branch off now and started say, well, I go in and do soca parang because I can do so many things, right? So I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
went and take a taste of the soca parang, and it's instant hit one time because I say right. But what we are talking about the calypso is that the soca parang was the thing that became more popular. It override the calypso that I've been doing. So a lot of people
yeah,
just had known me for as a soca parang artist and not as a
Right.
calypsonian and not as a soca artist. I did
yeah,
chutney
yeah.
as well. I came fourth in the chutney soca competition as well, right?
Mm.
Wow.
So I didn't know. So I started searching to see which is the best thing that the people are receiving from me, right? It's not what I like, right? I think it's what the people want from me.
One,
And
sir.
when I search and I see that soca parang was the thing that they were taking, I kind of put all my effort into soca parang because, you know, when somebody see you, hey, look Kenny J, boy, you know him. Who is he? He sing a warmer brush. You know, the when he sing, he sing
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
addicted
They
to soca.
categorize you.
He sing JLNI, or he sing drug abuse is destructive or not. No, hey, he sing a warmer
Yeah.
Yeah,
brush.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
I
that
want my
was the thing
brush.
to identify me, you know, because the percentage of people who had known the song is different to the percentage of people who had known the calypsos, right?
Mm.
Right.
So if 90% of the people know Paintbrush, from the time you mention it,
I
it's
want
who
me
it
brush.
says who it
Yeah,
is, right? But
yeah.
if you mention another song now, wait now, what song is that?
What
Eh?
song is that?
You understand what I mean? Yeah. So the soca parang itself, I started putting more effort into it and putting most of my energy into it because I see there where the people gravitated to, you know, and they were taking me in that. And the love songs as well, because I sing for a lot of birthdays, different occasions, you know, sing for old, young, everybody, right? Where
Right, right.
all these occasions. So I am not out of a job for the whole year. I am all wrong, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
you're versatile. You're
I'm
versatile.
all
The
wrong.
Yeah,
versatile, you're
yeah.
versatile artist.
Now tell us, Kenny, about getting your soca parang like play. Like, which soca parang was your first? What was your first one? Your first was what?
I don't know if I will call this a soca parang, you know, but I did a song called Indian Parang, which was written by, I think there were four guys who, I don't know who exactly wrote the song. It was
Mm.
Donny, and I don't know who it was, but there were four guys who put the music together, and they called me Sharma and all because they wanted a Indian kind of Indian kind of twang, you know. The time I was singing too much like George Benson, you know.
Okay.
Right.
When I did this song, you know, Indian Parang, Israeli fusion, and you know it had real top like Boogsy Sharp and Ron Reed, I think was a bassman as well too. Yeah, they had a lot of top musicians in that thing. Also, it also included Daisy Voze and he's a Rambaran Singh. And so they got us together and do about two or three, you know, Christmas songs, you know. The one I did was Indian Parang, you know.
All
I
right.
can't remember what year that was. But
Yeah.
then
But
in
Who produced
90,
that track?
in
Who
90,
was the producer behind that track?
huh? The
Who
creator,
produced that track?
who was the creator, you said?
The producer, the arranger.
Well, I was wondering too because I kind of lost track of it somehow, but I still have copies of it. So I will try to put it on Facebook or maybe on
Right. So
YouTube.
after Indian Parang, where you went from the Indian Parang, and then what was the first big
Well,
breakout
Indian Parang, well,
song
then
for Kenny?
I don't know, I wasn't Kenny J yet, you know, boy. I wasn't Kenny
You're still
J.
Kenny Joseph.
I was Kenny J in 1987. That is when I called myself Kenny J, right, in 1987. In the police and thing, my calypso name was Young Prince, and then I changed it. As I changed it to Kenny J, I started to win by everything went
Okay.
good.
Hey, get my blessing.
You know.
Yeah,
So from then on, in 1993, I was going down to Montreal to perform. So I took a train from Toronto to Montreal. While going down now, you sit down in the train, they bring in nice coffee and thing for you, they treating you nice and thing. Yeah. And I write paintbrush on that train, you know. Going down.
Headed to Montreal.
To
Yes,
Montreal,
going
yeah.
down to
And
Montreal.
what will make you
going
come
down
up with
to
that?
Montreal.
How you could think about paintbrush on a train? What make you come up with that?
I had the idea already, you know. But you see, I was a police officer doing community work and all these things. And you hear my type of calypsos was really to help people and things, and doing a lot of different calypsos, right, of different natures, right? And apparently, I wanted to open my youth club in my area in Siparia. I already applied and they gave me permission to use the school and all that. And then there was some adverse things written on the newspaper about me that I believe that everybody had seen it. So I squashed that because I don't want that kind of image to deal with people's children,
Right.
you know? And that type of image that they put here, which was wrong too, but how could you try to correct that wrong, or you know, and you have to deal with people's children and something hanging over you. And otherwise, I just left it like that, and I say, okay, and you know, pressure does bust pipe, you know, so that come out, and it bring out paintbrush instead, you know, and I start
Oh,
with
Pressure make diamond too.
yeah, I start to revolt, you know, in song, you know, in that
Right.
kind of way. So paintbrush started to come, and then the cork in Shihan, and then you know Alexander.
Give us, that's all. Before you continue with talking, right? We're talking about paintbrush. All right. So you're on the train. For the people that are on the live right now and listening, the younger ones who might want to get in soca parang, who might just aspiring to be an artist, right? So you're on the train. You came up with the verse first. You came up with the chorus. How did you attack the song from a writing perspective?
Yeah, well, you know, you start with your chorus first, right? I start with my chorus first because that is the main part of the song, right? Main part of the song. And that is the part of the song that you want the people to respond, right? That is not just like a lecture you're going down there and just telling them something. You want, from the time you say something, they respond, you know, and the way they will respond, and the melody you write the song in, it invite the people to sing, right? The melody you use, yeah. I want me brush, you know, like even I will look at I will refer to Crazy song, Paul your mother come, you know, Paul your mother come, you know. It has the same thing as the obscene word, you know.
What an answer.
Yeah. So it runs the same way, right? So when sometimes you use your melody, it has to be simple for the people to sing along, right? And we make it so simple. So when I write my chorus and I realized that I had it down pat, you know, I started then working at my verse because I had an idea of how I am creating my scenario, you know.
A story, or you're telling a story.
Yes, I am telling a story here now because I know painting is one of the main things Trinidadians do for Christmas.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
And people always borrowing people's brush and not returning it too. I want your brush, I want to borrow your brush. I want some paint. I want this. I want that, because everybody's excited.
Kenny,
yeah.
You ever get back the brush though?
If I get it back,
yeah.
No, I get back different brush, but it wasn't that one. You know, because remember, third base hear this, right? He laughing, right? He laughing, but hear what's going on. Somebody borrow your brush, right? And they come back now to return it and return a different one. So, yeah, she gave me back about 5 brush, and I gave she back, you know. Yeah. She gave me 5 brush.
That wasn't the brush you want.
I give you back. I say, no, you are custom borrowing brush. You don't even know who you're borrowing
Yeah, he gave up on the brush.
Yeah. But
Oh,
Kenny,
God.
did you get any kind of opposition from people when they bring any kind of the double entage into the soca parang? Like people say, well, what this man doing with this thing? We know Christmas is that kind of thing, a kind of sacred time. What are you doing that kind of music for?
Yeah, when I did that song I did that maybe could have been July, August, or even before that. And
Yeah.
I sent it to New York, for them to put it on record for me, because when I sent it there, I think they kept it for a while and returned the that tape, right? It was a that tape or something.
Yeah, that tape. You
Yeah,
send me that, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was returned to me, boy. And the man tell me, he say, boy, soca parang really nothing now, boy. And he wastes down soca parang, So I went to Crosby's. I went to Crosby's and tell him to do the record for me, and he did one of those big singles, what the Jamaicans used to use, to put their singles on, so you used to get
the 12-inch, a 12-inch,
yeah. You used to get a different sound on the big instead of the small
45.
Yeah, it was more the bigger record in 12-inch, and we have a single on that, and it was done by Crosby's. And, I took it to the radio stations and all that and everything. And I got resistance, There are a lot of people saying, I'm not playing that,
Yeah.
They're not playing that. And, well...
The same song that is one of the biggest soca parang today, right?
Every the road match, one of the road match.
They're not playing that because I think it's only Crazy and Singing Francine had songs out. Singing Francine had songs out, yes. Crazy, and then it had Kitchener and Rose and thing, who was doing some Christmas calypsos and thing, right? Christmas, I wish you a merry little Christmas, all these things, right? And it had all that. So I say, okay, I'm going to jump on the soca parang wagon with a difference, I don't want a song like Skrunter. I don't want a song like anybody. I want a song like me. And I want to do something different out there. Baron didn't start to sing. Baron didn't start to sing as...
Baron started late. He was last on the train.
Yes.
Baron was late.
No, Baron didn't start yet. So when I went out there now, and I do my thing now, and I give my thing here, boy, resistance down.
No play, boy, no play. What year was that, though? For the viewers, what year was that?
That was 1993, right? And the only person who I believe that really did push that song was Phil Simmons. Phil the Trill from Lavante.
Phil Simmons, boy. Ken Simmons' father, boy.
So I honored him this year on Johnny King's birthday virtual thing that he kept. I asked Johnny King.
I saw a picture with it, right?
I asked Johnny King for permission if I could use his show, so I could and he said,
that was real nice, man.
I told Phil Simmons that I will give him money. I didn't know how much I was giving him yet. And when I called him, I spoke with him and everything. He said he's willing to accept it and all that. And for Paintbrush, I didn't give him it for culture, or I didn't give him it for soca or anything. I gave him for what he had done for Paintbrush, because it was an exceptional case, right? Where everybody or almost everybody refused to play this song. He was the one who did it. And by doing that now, and then the next year, everybody held on to this song and run with it, right?
Wow.
And you see, it gave me the inspiration now to write other songs of the same nature and continue, which I did. Yeah, which I did. Yeah. And even up to now, people are still skeptical. They always think, oh, Kenny singing this and Kenny singing that. If you really analyze my Christmas songs, you will realize that I am not singing anything vulgar. I'm not singing anything degrading or anything like that. I'm singing something sexy.
Well written.
Something sexy that when you sing it, the people, you can see on their faces how they're reacting, and all these.
Now listen to this, right? Listen to this. I remember, I think, well, before the pandemic, I was hosting the gathering by a Sweet 100 with Mark Anthony and a few other announcers. And Mark Anthony gave me the mic and he tell me, say, introduce Kenny J on the stage, brother. When I go on up and I introduce Kenny J, I start off one of the sweetest voices in music, ting, 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 ting. When I said Kenny, when I said J, I didn't even hear myself. You know? Plus, the crowd was in an uproar. And it's so amazing to see when you hit the stage, Kenny, you don't even have to sing your music. People singing it from beginning to end, the ad-libs and all.
Exactly, exactly. And what is very inspirational too, you know, is like when you are announced and the people welcome you, your job finished, you know. Right? Your job is complete because they accept you, right? You don't have to prove yourself, you don't have to create anything at that time because they are waiting for you and they are hungry for you, and this is what it is about, right? And this is what I had accomplished in the soca parang era, right? Even in the earliest too, like in the mass camp when I performed calypsos and all these things, people come there to see me. I was even voted one of the most good looking calypsonians at the time. You understand?
The sweet man.
Yeah. So I used to I had a kind of love thing, you know, for the people, and maybe I don't know if it's my mannerisms or whatever it was at the time, because I never looked boastful or I never looked, you know, like I on top of everything, you know.
It's always humble, always humble, always humble, yeah, man.
Yeah, I work along with the people, and I was like a kind of, I'm still a people's person, you know. I don't stay away from them. I don't sing and run away from them. I try to also, you know, take photos with them, meet them and all them things, and make them feel comfortable, you know. This is what I think.
Man.
Yeah.
No, Kenny, let me talk a little bit.
As I mentioned photos.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
As he mentioned photos base.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't believe. Some Christmas ago, I think about 2 years or 3 years ago, I post up a photo with myself and Kenny J, boy, and I say, boy, look my father Kenny J, but you know my real father get vexed.
What?
Boy, but real, hey,
Why you gonna do that?
I talking to the man on WhatsApp. The man tell me, go by your father Kenny J. The man vexed, but.
Yeah, right, man. Total Kenny J, no. That's true.
You know what happened? He didn't behave wrong, you know, because there are a lot of guys who behave like that when their wives or girlfriends see me on the television and decide, you know, hush, don't make noise now, look Kenny on, you know. Some of them, the guys, they felt jealous, you know, at the time, you know. And there's nothing wrong with your father feeling jealous too, because.
Big up my aunt on the line, big up Joanna on the line. She's in New York right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Kenny, throughout your career, let me talk about you being where you say a Douglas on the Indian side kind of thing, coming from South and separate. Did you felt any kind of like racial discrimination, especially like in the calypso, going into the 10, that kind of thing? Like, you know, what is Douglas feeling coming to the thing calypso for?
I more got it in the calypso, you know, where, you know, sometimes when I go to perform and my wife sit in the audience, you know, I just sit and all that, while I prepare myself to go on stage and backstage and all that. And when I come out to sing and all these things, you know, you will get people from the audience, you know, who sit there and making certain remarks, and she was hearing it, you know.
Yeah.
Like he come to take we thing, boy, because when they hear me start to deliver, you know, hey, like this man come to interfere with we thing, boy. And even when I was on scouting for talent, you will hear Holly say, like when I sing the song, he say, like this man come to interfere with the program, boy, because like that.
Holly used to say that. Holly be told Holly be.
Holly used to think aloud, you know. Sometimes he didn't even know he saying it, you know. I will hear him saying, well, like this man come to mash up the program, boy, because they have who they want for first, second, and third already.
Yeah.
So he even told the person that he wanted for first and who came first to go to the finals was, do not change your song, sing back the same song that you sang before, right? I mean, these are things that I know, and these are things that I personally, you know, heard and everything. So it's not that It's not that I I have been going through these things, and she will come, and when I go now and they say all the things while my wife's sitting there. When I finish sing now and I go and I sit down near to her, they realize that she heard everything that they were saying.
Everything, yeah,
You
yeah, you
understand?
see?
And
You
some of
see,
them
they want to
felt,
turn
yeah,
white now.
and some of them felt, a little bad and thing. And at no time I will show a bad face.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
Keep
just say,
smiling right
Lord,
through, boy.
I just say, Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
Ah,
Wow.
boy, ah, boy.
Good boy, Kenny, boy.
How important religion is to your spirituality?
Or spirituality. It was more, let's say I went to church and all these things in the earlys, because I mean that was tradition for family and all these things. I
Yeah.
also I also did it when my children were young too, to encourage them. So I used to go to church with them and everything at the Superior Roman Catholic Church, right? That's the La Divina Pastoral Church there, and there was a priest there, and I was part. They had known me, and sometimes when I do my calypso, he will say, "Can you come in front now and sing your calypso for the people, in the church, right?" Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, I sing jail and nice and all these things. Drug abuse is destructive. Leave your
Right,
daughter
right.
alone. And he would call me and tell me sing out my song. I wouldn't even have no musical accompaniment, and I will sing my song as well. So I was in
Acapella.
church. I was in the church a lot until maybe, well, I had a different way about it, and I decided to do my own thing spiritually, right?
Right.
Yeah, it yeah, it was
How
nice.
how many no, I know how many kids you have? I know your daughter. She's a great singer also, I met her family gathering even before that, doing gigs at Island Casino. She's the only child that you have that sings.
Huh? Yeah, well, she also sings with a parang band as well too. She lead singer with a parang band at San Fernando there as well. But I also I try to help her a lot, maybe in the singing as well. Try to produce songs for her. Try to take her to studios and do one or two songs. The last thing she did was about three songs in reggae. Like Little Drummer Boy, and one or two of the carols of the earlys. Because they had known all these songs because I always play these songs, so they know the songs of long ago and they also know the songs of
Right.
now. So they have their own choice. Yeah, they can choose what they want based on their knowledge. Yeah.
What would you say is your most popular song?
Popular song?
Yeah.
Well, my most popular song was Paintbrush, right?
Mm.
Some people will say Alexander, some people will say Hush Your Mouth, right? But I think because based on the reviews that on YouTube as well too, I think Paintbrush has topped all the other songs that I have, right? No, when as a police officer and thing, and then seeing Johnny King and Tambu and these guys singing,
Mm.
right? I I was close because I used to perform at the police concerts and things, so I was always close with the police band.
Right.
Anytime they have performances, I will go with them, and maybe with Johnny King and them singing and Tambu and they singing because they started singing calypso before me, right?
Right.
I will go and do backups and all these things. And anywhere you walk, you're hearing these songs loud on DJ boxes and all these things. And I always wanted a song or a calypso, to when I walk in the street there, that I will hear it playing. You know,
Yeah.
I want to hear my song blasting on a box, just as how Tambu and Johnny King, their songs used to be. I mean, apart from all the other song entertainers and things, but it only happened in the Christmas time. It didn't happen
Christmas, yeah. Yeah,
for
yeah.
the soca and the calypso that I could walk and hear it
Yeah.
loud. So it's when it
Yeah,
happens
Christmas
during
also you.
Christmas time.
Just
When I
leave the
walk
car.
anywhere, I walk in a store, I walk in the mall, I walk anywhere, my songs are playing. And so
Paintbrush, yeah, man.
it happened during the Christmas time, and it didn't really happen for calypso and soca.
Yeah. Let's talk about you being like a police officer back in the days. How it was like back in the days being a police officer. Like compared to I know compared to now is a different time, but Like crime
Yeah.
back in the days. What was some of the things back in the days, you know what I mean? Like crime back in the days. What was being
As a police officer, I got good support, you know, from my seniors and thing because
yeah. You were in Burroughs time, like Burroughs was your commissioner? You were
yeah,
in
I
Boros
Burroughs
was
was
time?
my
about to ask him
commissioner.
that question.
Tony May was my commissioner too.
Okay, okay. There were some bad men, you know.
I joined the police service in 1972.
Okay,
Right?
okay. Burroughs
Mm.
and Tony
Yeah.
Main, you see them? Them will
I
make
am a
them make
senior.
Gary Griffith look like an elf.
Yeah, be careful. You know, I am a senior citizen.
Yeah, for hey, the reviews of third base is not
What?
reviews of RKG and Kenny
Them
J. I
fellas
just put it
make
out
Gary
there.
Griffith look like an elf. Them fellas was bad. You
Yeah,
can't talk to them.
yeah. You know, so I joined since in 1972 the police
Yeah.
service. Yeah, I so the police service, I got support from my seniors. There were one or two of them who wanted to give a little pressure and thing, you know, but I sidelined all that a little, you know, because I wasn't
Yeah.
rude. I wasn't rude or anything at the time, but I I I did what I could have done to try to be nice to them or whatever. And even self, I I found a way to work around them, right?
Right.
Yeah, because I didn't want to leave the police service to sing because you don't know when you leave today, they don't want to hear you tomorrow. So
Yeah,
Mm.
but
next
Mm.
thing,
Uh,
next thing,
that is like men telling me leave radio base and go and sing full time.
right?
no, you cannot leave and go and sing full time until you have a big
Yeah,
contract. If you have a big
yeah,
contract, like
yeah.
Elton John and Stevie Wonder, and them you could do that.
You can do that. Yeah.
But on your own, you leave and thing, and then the people don't want to hear you tomorrow, and you stop getting jobs.
Yeah.
Problem.
Position, you know, you for you to maintain, you have to use singing now as a hobby, and not as
Yeah.
your main
Yeah,
thing.
your side job, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Side.
right job. Yeah.
it's supposed to be something like your retirement you are preparing for. So you are singing.
Mhm.
So from the time you retire, you continue singing as you're going along, and it's an easy transition, right?
Right. Right.
Because you need to
Right.
find something when you retire, so you can start finding it early in your job.
Mhm.
So it will be an easy transition, you know. It was easy for me too because I left the job about 2 years before the time. No,
The actual time.
I could have left at 50, but I left when I was 53 because I had 2 years again to go. Right? You have an option to stay
Right.
5 years still.
Right.
So the reason why I left too, I say, man, let them pay me to stay home and let me sing. Right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
plain manners, right? I say, let them pay
Yeah.
me to
Yeah.
sing. Instead of going to work every day because I was a sergeant, right? Instead of going to work every day and have to deal with people under you, you have to write files, you have to, you know, officers on
A
your
lot
head
of work. A
here,
lot of
this,
work.
that. I say I can do without that and just go and sing for 2 or 3 days for the month together with my
Yeah.
salary and I satisfied. You know, that is how
Yeah.
I
You're
look
good
at
to
it.
go.
Yeah. So I mean, I was in demand and all kind of thing during during that time. So I say, man, why should I be going to work every day, getting up to go to work for 8 in the morning and then coming back in the afternoon again? You know, I
No,
found a way to just stay home and sing, you know,
Yeah,
sing.
man. Nice.
no,
Yeah.
no, Kenny. Base asked my question before you came on the live, and I never actually asked you this question, although on the track. When we did this song, One Foot, right? You wrote that song. I came with my verses. How you came up with the concept of 1 foot?
1 foot.
I could
Oh,
stand up on 1 foot.
the concept of 1 foot, you know, because most of the time when people drinking and thing, they will tell a man, hey, you drunk, you know, you say you can't stand up on 1 foot, you know. You
Yeah,
understand?
yeah,
You stand up on 1 foot, let me see. You understand what I mean? So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
these type of things, you know, a lot of my songs came about from sometimes, you know, you're talking little, you know, with people and thing and cracking little jokes and thing, and sometimes it come about, right?
Yeah.
Like even the cork in she hand, I was full in water and my wife had the cork in she hand and she didn't know and I want to cover her container, you know. Yeah.
Oh,
So and then Alexander, when I called it, have a guy named Alec who was in the canteen there. a call for him, and then the lady say, "Who you want a lick?" And it clicked.
Ah, okay. Real
Yes.
thing.
Oh,
His name was Alexander, but his short fate was Alec. So you
yeah.
find that a lot of these things come from, a little old
Real
talk and fun.
experiences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This one,
And
how long it is?
how
That is
long it is, yes. Yeah,
yeah.
because this is a song as well too. You know, you're going to pick up a little girlfriend, you want to talk to she, and the amount of question you have to answer and all these things. She want to know how long I'm married, how long it will take for she to, do this and all them kind of thing. She want to know how long it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
buddy.
how I will compose my melody and my thing and try to get people
Yeah.
to sing what I want them to sing, right?
Yeah.
And they make all type of gestures and signs and thing. And I am innocent on the stage. I'm not making any signs. I'm very innocent
Yeah.
singing my song. I'm not I'm not letting out what they are doing. They are letting it out instead of me, right?
So
So
you're not a dirty old man. You're not a dirty old man.
at all, my songs are very clean, but it makes you think how I want you to think. But I'm
Yeah.
not singing it. But I'm not singing it. But it makes you think how I want you to think.
Yeah.
Because
Someone said,
because I have created this song in a way to make you think how I want you to. But I'm not singing that. Right?
yeah. Someone said on the live, Kenny G earlier on, they said that they look very young after all these years.
Yeah. Where's your secret? Where's your secret?
And what? Secret to do what?
You look
Looking
no,
young,
you
looking
you're
young.
looking
Oh
young. They
no,
say you're
oh
looking
no.
young still.
Well, I think I always contented with what I have. Number one, and number two, I think is my mind, and I always try to make people happy. I always cracking a joke somewhere. Yeah, whatever. My mind don't have room for other things.
Negative.
Yeah.
Negativity. Yeah.
If you call it negatives, but it is really things that really don't make sense, because there are things that you cannot change in life. There are a lot of things that you cannot make a difference at times, right? So you're just going to see how you could survive in this storm, whether it's the pandemic or whatever it is. A storm is passing through Trinidad. You have to see how you could survive. You can't stop it, right? You can't stop it. So, and the other thing too, instead of expecting certain types of behavior from people, or expecting, you try to learn to accept the things that they have, because everybody is different. You have no control of other people's behavior, right? You
Well
have no,
said.
Because
you
that's
have
something hard to learn. Don't
you have
expect to see you and other people.
you have control of your behavior. So according to
Yeah.
how they behave, you have control of yourself, how you will respond to that. Yeah. So
Well said.
you cannot tell me here that this man's stressing me out. Nobody's stressing you out. You choose to stress yourself out based on what the next person do. Right? So
Yeah.
stress is a self-inflicted thing. It's nothing that a person could stress you out. You choose to stress yourself out on on anything that people do out there, because, as I say, we
Yeah.
have no control of them, right?
Yeah.
We have no
But speaking
control
of
of what they do.
stress, yeah,
Huh?
speaking of stress right now we're going through the stress of COVID. I saw you do the ad for the vaccine, to take
Yeah.
the vaccine ad. What are your thoughts on this whole, the vaccination and the COVID and stuff? Seeing that you're
Well,
an advocate.
I hardly like to talk on the pandemic itself. I'm not too much of a good talker. I'm a better singer than a talker, right?
Right.
That's why I sang it. But the thing is that I was called to do that because I took the vaccine as well. And if I didn't take the vaccine, I wouldn't have gotten any jobs this year as well, because anybody who called me for a job wants me to
And the first thing they're asking,
send a
yeah.
picture of my vaccine card and my ID card. So if I didn't have that, they cannot get any job either. And it wasn't really for that as well, because it was more for my safety as well, because, hey, I was very reluctant, in the beginning, and then just decided to take it because I believe I'm among people and all that, and I have so many people to meet, and everybody want to come and take photos. People want to do this.
Yeah,
Want to
you
come
want
and
to do the
talk.
responsible
They
thing,
want
yeah.
to come and talk all in you. You can't tell them, hey, move now, boy, you go. You can't do that, you know. So
Right?
I say I will take it and try to see if that could protect me. I don't know, but I am working on my will right now because you never know if you could live, how long you will live. Whether you take the
That is
vaccine
an
or you don't take,
important thing.
because every time you keep hearing somebody close to you or somebody living in your area die, you know,
Dying, dying, dying.
it keep happening. Some of your friends, you just hearing somebody say, hey, you know, that man died, you know, his father
So
died,
and so.
and you know, all these things. So people are dying, and I don't know why or how, if what is killing them. I don't know what is killing them.
Yeah.
They say they die from the COVID. So, but to my thing, I made a song called I made a song on the COVID as well too. You know, I did one in the very early. You know, wash your hands, everybody. You know, wear mask on your faces. You know, I did that song
Uh,
with a different
as you mentioned,
with a different twist. You know, it was like a kind of country type song. You know, so it would have been more international than just local only. You know, with that
because,
type of country.
as,
Yeah.
right, as you mentioned the will, right? They mentioned a will just now. As Kenny G, as a father, you know, someone who was in the police service, someone who has contributed so much to calypso and soca parang, right? What Kenny G wants to be remembered for?
Well, it is hard really, you know, to say, well, you know, what Kenny J should be remembered for, because a lot of people will remember you in all different ways, right?
Yeah.
You can try to put out the best of whatever you think, right? Still, you find people are not going to get that coming to them. You know, they will get something different, right?
Yeah, but
Because
of course, seeing the life that you've lived, you must
yeah.
want to, you must know that, you know, why what people don't think.
To me, I will do my best and hoping that, you know, people will take it in good stead, you know, and understand, you know, where I'm coming from, because sometimes I am a no nonsense person. I don't deal with nonsense.
Yeah.
I have been in the police service for years. I never take a bribe. I never treat prisoners bad. I never beat prisoners. I never do anything that I have to hide when I leave the service or look over my shoulders, you know. I
Yeah.
always try to be very honest in what I'm doing, and try to go the correct path, you know. So I have developed that type of discipline, you know, during my life, and I continue to do that. Even though
What
I try to reach on time to perform, I try to do everything that the best way so that everyone could be comfortable and happy. Yeah.
what year you came into the service? You said the police service.
But I entered the police.
What year started?
I started in 1972. I
Wow.
joined. I went to police training college on the 1st of June 1972, and you know, I guess salary half at the half of the month I get paid, but I say, "Way already, boy, me and you work a month yet."
Get you.
And then
Do
I went to West End Police Station in Diego Martin. That's the first place they sent me. I live in quite Laramie.
Saparia, of course.
I not
Oh no,
Saparia.
so
I
from
went to
Laramie.
Saparia in 81. I went to
81,
Saparia
yeah,
in
okay.
81. So I was living Laramie, but they used to send you the furthest places, but I couldn't understand.
do you know? Do you used to say you used to work with Wayne Richards back in those days?
What?
He was in charge. Wayne Richards, who was in charge of traffic branch.
Well, I work. I was more like a clerk. I was a clerk in
Oh,
the.
inside.
Huh?
Mm.
Yeah, I work more
More
inside,
inside.
more 8 to 4 kind of thing, you know, because I also work at the office of the superintendent in Forest there. My writing was nice, and I had real pretty writing, so they used to use me as a
Oh,
clerk, and I used to do all the clerk work in the station and things, you know, all the records, and I was a records man, you know.
right.
Yeah. And then
Where can you where get that, boy?
afterwards
Where
I
get you
worked
get?
traffic.
Yeah, your guitar close by, where your guitar? Close by?
Your guitar.
Yeah, I have a guitar, you know.
You can grab it and play something for us live.
It must
Yeah.
the guitar in my car.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
good.
The guitar is in my car
Hey.
because I went down by Leon Caldero just now there and take a little
Yeah.
line with him. Yeah, he have
That's
a
Yeah.
good.
little eating place in San Fernando there.
Yeah, Caldero,
Yeah, we need to
Caldero's
check
is
him
one.
out. We need to check out Leon too.
Yeah, and you see, as an artist as well, right? As an artist now, or even before, it was hard for me to get on a stage. Nobody used to really want to put me on a stage, And I'm
Mm.
using this opportunity sometimes, like there was a year I would have worked along with an artist and have him perform the places I am going, and for him to get recognition, right? I help some
Right.
artists, right? I will try to help some, put them on the stage at places where I know, well, I say you have to make your mark, because I'm performing so many places. There are times I will even tell the people, I say, I have another artist here, it's okay if you have to put him on to sing a song or two, But they don't want him, it's me they want, But I
Yeah,
try
yeah.
as
Given
much
the opportunity, the
to
platform.
create a stage for
Great.
some of them, because it is really difficult, we suffer from a kind of tabanka. When we record a song, we get a tabanka when we don't hear it play, right?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah, yeah.
get a next tabanka when we record it and we can't get to sing it nowhere, That is tabanka. You
Yeah,
can't get
boy.
to sing
Fierce.
it. Nobody, you can't get to sing it. All you have to do is play it for yourself all the time. You can't,
All right. All
you
right.
can't get
Who
to
was, would
perform.
you say,
Huh?
who would you say, Kenny G was one of your biggest influence in music itself? Like maybe an artist, somebody that was a great influence to you coming up in music.
My real influential people would have been people like Stevie Wonder, and I'm talking about Teddy Pendergrass and all these artists out there, these
Right.
international artists, right? That's why you might
Mm.
hear a different kind of melody in my music, because I like George Benson and all these guys and things too. I really check my record collection, Hubert
Mm.
Laws, Hubert Laws on the flute and all these things. I I like a different type of music, That's why when I
Right.
compose my music, you will get a certain type of melody and a certain way it will
A
go.
different flavor, different kind of
Yeah,
flavor. Yeah,
yeah.
man. Real soul in the
It,
music, yeah, but
it not just straight
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
the thing, It have that tone, it have those tones and all those different things because it makes me feel good, And
You know what I want to tell you, Kenny? I
uh,
want to tell you tonight. I mean, we meet each other on many different shows before, different places, the gathering. Um, Sometimes outside before the pandemic, I meet you outside on Marava Road. Tonight though, I see a different, I have a different view on Kenny G, and just hearing you talk about your career and how you look at life, the perspective of life, and you mentioned earlier on when we talk about stress, and that's very very important because a lot of people take on things, especially in this time. Like I have a friend that committed suicide about last week too, because people are depressed in this pandemic. A lot of people cannot deal with it, So I like your outlook on life, and I just want to commend you on that.
thank you very much. You see, it is. I used to do counseling as well because I was the officer in charge of community policing in the Southern Division, right? I was in charge of the community section there, and I did a lot of counseling. I saved a lot of people, and in a nice way too. We counsel them. I counsel them so nice. I get so comfortable doing it. But one of the main things too, I used to counsel myself because when I finish deal with you, your problem go on with you. That is your problem, not my own. I'm not going to take it on, right?
mm.
I'm not going to take.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take your problem and make it mine. So
right, right,
when
right.
when when some you might find some parents something wrong with the child, and they are more worried than the child itself who has the problem.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So my duty is to try to help you with your problem, but not to take it from you, because
Right.
I don't need your problem, right? I don't need your problem. I might have problems of my own that I will try to solve as easy as possible. But you have problems, I will try to help you with it. But it remain yours until it's solved. You hear?
No
It's
problem is your problem. That's why.
it's your problem.
No
I'm
problem.
not buying nobody problems.
Yeah.
What about new soca param? Tell us about the
Yeah.
latest song.
And Christmas Bacchanal. Christmas Bacchanal. That's new. Christmas
Christmas
Bacchanal.
Bacchanal, yes. Oh, that one you're talking about going somewhere? When
Yeah,
you
I
put
like
on that
Christmas.
underwear, I know you're going somewhere. You're going, yeah. Because
Yeah.
that was a song was made there for a purpose, because you know, most of the things that people doing, you may meet a girl and for the first time or whatever and think you're going out on your first date, you're going to put on your best and all these things, right? Yeah. But when you get married to that girl after, well, who's seen the best now, Because when you're going out, they're passing you straight, they're going out, yes, they have on the best, but they don't have on the best. When you're home, you're supposed to create that sexy look even when you're at home for your husband or for your
Even
wife.
when you're home, yeah, very important.
Not only
Tell
when you're
them
going
that.
out, not only when you're going out, you understand what I mean? So when you put on that sexy smile, I know you're going somewhere. When I see you do this and you do that, you're going. When you put on the cologne, I buy cologne for you, and the only time I smell it is when you're going out.
You're going out.
It works both ways. It works both ways. Yeah,
So
boy, Kenny. Well, let me run some tunes there because they get tired. We go run some tunes,
yeah, man.
Yeah, run some Kenny song.
They Leston Paul, right? Leston Paul. Leston Paul, boy. I said they Leston Paul, right? Leston Paul production. Alexander.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leston Paul.
Let's
Man.
turn Paul. I'm falling on
Alexander.
Alexander.
Every Christmas she don't stop. If we had a little girl, she wanted to surprise me. She didn't
Yes, sir.
She went searching all about, but can't find a little girl. She said,
I want it. Yeah, boy. So what they didn't give you any trouble with this? I want to like they get trouble with the paintbrush, or they get accustomed to you after a while.
You know what happened? Some people are just different, right? You don't expect everybody to like what you do.
Yeah.
Everybody have different type of backgrounds. Everybody look at things in different ways. I mean, not everybody had liked Jesus Christ. Not everybody liked the Beatles or Michael Jackson. Dude, not everybody. So you have to feed on those who giving you energy, right? You have to feed.
Boy.
When those who are negative and trying to pull you down, you don't try to fight that. You don't swim against the tide. You go along with the tide. Who going with you, you go with them, right? Yeah. Who not going with you, you don't worry about them. But when they see you going with them, they might end up coming too, right? So it is you drive your energy on the people who, you see, most of the times, like when I perform and even self, I look for somebody who is giving me energy. Right?
Yeah.
You go with
I
them.
don't look at the person who mightn't be worrying because they are not who I dealing with. I dealing with who working with me, right? And who gives me the energy. So I'm only seeing that person right now, or them people, that table that loves what I'm doing. And I only seeing them. And I am going because I'm not to look at anything that is going to interfere with my performance and make me feel down. Right?
Yeah, man. Big up Kenny J. I'll get Kenny J flowers, eh? Give Kenny
Yeah,
J.
boy. Give me ratings. As I said before, Kenny is one of the artists he can approach. The artist said that he really can approach. You know what I mean? And you're one of the artists that can approach, ask for a picture, have a conversation with that way of how you deal with things and people. I mean, this is something you should continue, and I know you're going to continue it because I mean the knowledge that we get here tonight, knowledge is something that you cannot pay for. A lot of times people say, a lot of people, they say the cemetery is one of the richest places in the world because a lot of people die with their knowledge. You know what I mean? And what you did for us tonight is share a lot of knowledge, you know, and being very inspirational. Big up Boom Trini, Bridget Easy Brent, out there in New York. Big up Ringo Starr also on the live. Yeah, so good vibes, Kenny. Good
Yeah.
vibes. You want to thank you for your time. Anything else, Base, you want to?
No, I just want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity, you know, to express myself, you know. Although I ain't hear much music and thing, you know, because the way I talk, maybe I didn't want to play any much music. But still, you know, at the same time, you know, so that people could understand, you know, hey, this is the man who sings that, you know. But
yeah.
at the
Now
same
we go. We ain't go. He had to play Paintbrush. He had to play Paintbrush.
Yeah,
What
we
happened?
play
We can't play the
everything.
music too long because Instagram, because of copyright purposes, Instagram does sometimes cut the live. So they cut the live sometimes. But we gonna play game a little bit of Paintbrush and Base is the DJ today.
Yeah, man.
Paintbrush, right?
I appreciate you people, you know, giving me the opportunity here, and maybe I hope that people will see me the way that they should, you know, although everybody have their own ways, you know. We have no control, as I say, over how people think or what they do, right? Whether they like it or not, we have no control. So we just have to be calm and see how we can work along with the people that we have to work along with, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we
Big up
can't.
yourself,
Base,
Kenny,
give me
too,
the
man.
tune now.
Yeah,
Give me the
Big up
tune.
yourself. I need
I won't be touched, baby, me touched. I won't be touched, baby, me touched. I wanna taste it, I wanna taste it, I wanna taste it, I wanna taste
everything.
I can imagine.
This song
Base,
responsible for
And
real
you know,
Christmas babies too, you know, real Christmas babies.
yeah, that song responsible for real Christmas babies.
True,
And that's
yeah,
what
buddy.
it be.
Yeah.
and you know, some people may question. They say, Kenny, how you give someone so much money, $16,000, you know, and hey, that is only about 4 or 5 shows, you know, right?
Come on,
That
you can't pay back somebody for something like
Yeah.
that. Really.
that is only equivalent to about 4 or 5 shows. I do hundreds of shows, you know, man. You know,
Yeah.
and that is only equivalent to about 4 or 5 shows if I charge 3,000 or 4,000 for a show, right?
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
I might make that in one night, right? Or more
Yeah.
than that in a
Yeah.
night, right? If I do
Yeah.
5 or 6 shows in a night, I will do that.
So
That
as you said, as you mentioned shows, how much for people who looking on what's the procedure to hire Kenny G, and what is like give us an average price
an average
for
price. An average price is that you see it vary, you know, because according to your situation, according to what it is, I am very flexible, right?
right.
I am very flexible. Sometimes I tell you according to what you want me to do. I say, tell me what is comfortable for you. Tell me what your budget working with, you know, and I will
Right.
try to work along with it, right?
Right.
Because we all need each other. It's not that I feel that I am here and you have to come this way to get me, right? I mean, I'm not against I'm not against who do that, right? But I am very flexible at times and try to make the thing happen, right?
Right.
Hoping that they
Everybody
don't
had to live, everybody had to live.
Everybody had to live. Well said.
hoping that they don't go too low, you know, because I will get an entertainer for that price for them, right? when you're going a little too low, I say, well, I have entertainers who will take that price, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want a top entertainer, you're supposed to pay top price. Yeah.
Ah, well said. Well
Yeah.
said. Well said. Well said.
You want a top entertainer in this field here, you have to pay top price for it. Right? So they can call me anytime, 682-682-1888. Yeah, man, that's my number.
Right.
Call me anytime, man.
Do you have an email address? Because a lot of people deal with emails these days. What is your email address?
Email Kenny J Soca. Kenny J Soca at Gmail, and I good. Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah,
All right. Nice.
Nice man, Kenny J.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, boy.
Kenny, thanks again. Thanks again. This is where we end the live. Thanks again for coming on the live this evening. This live actually is going to be posted on YouTube. So people years to come going to see this live, this live that we did tonight. People are going to continue to see it. New artists, people in the music, people in the arts could go on YouTube on basis Instagram, YouTube page and see. It's also on my Instagram. It's going to be on my Instagram page after we finish this interview. So thanks again, Kenny.
Yeah, wait, just now we have a question there from our Warren Civic. He said you and Scrunter sang about Miss Joan. Is this a character in song or a real person that really makes cakes and good sweetbread, Miss Joan?
Scrunter sing about Joan too?
Yeah. But who is Miss Joan to you then, Kenny J?
I think he mentioned a Joan in a song, but the reason my wife's name was Joan as well, right? I also have a neighbor named Joan too, right?
Okay.
And when I looked at, I think that name, when that name is in a song, it does well too, because I think Kitchener did a song with Joan.
Joan, yeah, back in the days, yeah.
And even Tambu did a song with Joan. Joan dressed up in army greens. You remember that song? No,
yeah.
We are going home, right?
This party is, you don't know we ain't going home here.
Yeah, no, we are going home.
Ain't going home, right.
The first word in the song is Joan,
Right,
Joan,
right.
Oh.
army greens, right? So by looking at the trend, I said Joan could be a nice name to use for your song to get big.
Yeah, boy. Big up Soca Vibes mom in Canada who does the Parang show. Her name was Joan, Soca Vibes mom. The big Parang show in Canada. Yeah.
So I have made a lot of people happy. I made Joan happy. I make Alexander happy. All them who name Alec, all who painted, I make them happy too. I made everybody.
Yeah.
It is nice, So when people meet me, hey, my name is Joan, hey, that is Alec there, and that is Alec, and they're happy.
Yeah, right.
They're happy.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself, man, Kenny.
Yeah, big up Kenny. Big up Kenny. Hope to see you soon again. All the best in the pandemic. Keep yourself safe. You know what I mean? Keep yourself safe, brother.
Yeah.
And continue to push the good works, do the great music, and continue to inspire people, because I'm telling you this, you're definitely inspired based on myself tonight and the viewers with a lot of stuff that you said on the live.
All right.
So thanks again.
See you in the gathering Sunday.
boy. Nice.
Yeah.
Have a blessed one.
Yeah, that will be at Estate 101.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Sweet for answer. Big up.
Thanks very much.
All right, man. Respect. Hey, Ken, you know how to come on live, yes?
boy. Good vibes.
As you talk about shows, I want to big up C3. I'm going to be performing on C3 on the 23rd and the 26th of this month. Christmas is love. I'm on CB
Base, Weapon. You're performing. You talk to me, we'll go on. I ain't signed no contract yet,
But you done for me now. Few days after that.
I played up. This is the song with me and Kenny J, by the way.
Yeah.
It's called One Foot Kenny J and RKG.
It's here, it's here. You can hear it, we hear nothing. RKG, we're not hearing it, but. I'll tell them we're not hearing it, but we're not hearing it.
What's that?
We're not hearing it.
You're not hearing it?
No?
See, it that low?
Yeah, that low, real low. Now we hearing it.
You know?
It's on YouTube. KG, you're killing me, boy. KG, any matrix, but man say any matrix there. It's really a junk man song, boy.
I go from low peanut to paramin.
Wow.
All right, let me. There's a little piece. It's called One Foot RKG and Kenny G. That song came out 20. No, it was before. I think that song was before 2017. And I just happened to post the actual song on YouTube in November 2017. But the song came out before that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, let me see. All right. Yeah, I believe something like that. 2017, 20. Anyhow, give us a big tune before we end with a big song now.
Okay. I was gonna play the 1 foot properly, but okay. So you really didn't hear.
Oh.
Right. Yeah. Nice, man. The big tune right now, man. The big tune. Oh gosh. Yeah. Christmas is love. Oh. Christmas is love. We share the love. Bring the love. Oh boy. As Christmas Eve, they don't know what to do. It was like a one-sided show, and then I get up and I realize and open my eyes, you see man's plan and God does love. Yeah. So it's Christmas on your behalf. Yeah. It's only love, I love, I love. Oh, Christmas is love. I love a box full of love. Yeah, man. Oh gosh, big up there. I want to thank everybody for the support in this song. Thank you for all those people inviting me to their events. I won't be at the gathering this Sunday, but I'll let you know where I'm going to be. All right? Nice. Christmas is love. Christmas is love. The other day, somebody get you mad, and you wanted to get your bad. I 11 o'clock, RKG. Let me see if I can get shown my shows on TV there still.
Yeah. Hashtag Love Live, people. Also, thanks for supporting the new music from yours truly, my new music. For those who don't know, you can go check out my new music video on YouTube. It's called Love Live. Just type RKG Love Live. Inspirational music. Base, it was nice. We gotta save the life. Big up to Warren Civic, man. And big up to the rest of the people on the live. We out. We're gonna post this on YouTube. Also, you can watch the entire interview on my Instagram page. We out.
Yeah, man.